by the power of Grayskull.
Hey everybody, this is the Review Revolution coming back with part 2 of the Cronus and Trapjaw review, Master Universe Classics. And we're looking at Cronus now out of his pack. Cronus is the before version of Trapjaw, which you never really saw him in the minicoms. The minicom story where Skeletor travels to another dimension to try and break into Castle Grayskull's kind of, astral version, Cronus thereby, break or gain the power and teleporting to Eternia. It's a much more interesting story, but again, the minicoms were never really the source for the story of the characters, so it's something where I don't know how many of you may remember it, but read it. If you haven't, read it, definitely. Looking at the character, though, looking at Cronus, really nice character. I really love the sneer they've got on him. Conveys a lot of attitude. Really good paint job on the face. I mean, it's just a blue face with the eyes and the black. There's a little bit of a purple drop there, but nothing too bad. Everything else looks pretty clean, pretty nice. The one thing that before anybody mentions anything, I know that they've shown him with this piece, this chest piece. I kind of imagine that it was always part of his mechanical assembly. So, in this case, I would say Cronus would look more like this. But for the most part, really good looking. The one thing that, a couple of things on the arms. Now, the arms on the shoulder and on the back here are of a shinier metal than the biceps and the chest, and the reason for that being is they basically have said that is supposed to be actual armor. He's actually wearing armor there. I think if it was armor, they might have done a little bit more to kind of differentiate it, because it really looks like there's two different kinds of paint on just an exposed body. But in fact, this is supposed to be armor on his arms. Along those lines, though, for the arms and the legs, which the legs look great. These are just 100% great reinterpretations of the original Trapjaw legs. Good paint job, no splotches, no pooling, nothing. Really, really great. But these arms and these legs are pretty much the same pieces that will be used in Mani-Faces. We've already seen that Optic, who is going to be released later, is reusing the arms and legs from Trapjaw. When you look at that figure, a lot of him is going to probably be used in Mani-Faces. So with every one we get, we're getting closer to Mani-Faces, with these characters. But you can see on the back, again, great sculpt on the legs, really nice. Nice little dots of the sapphire here and there. Looks really good. The details on the back of the hand, just like the vintage character. Really good. Even on the belt, which, just like in the vintage, it is a separate piece. When you look at it, you can see there is gold on the individual kind of rivets, and a gold dry brush across the skull and crossbones. So that's really good. Not part of the way the original looked, but it breaks it up so it's not kind of that just flat green plastic that the original had, which I certainly appreciate. I guess I'll show off his articulation here. He does have, of course, a ball-jointed head, hinge on the elbow, bicep, or I should say shoulder, bicep, elbow, and then twist at the wrist. He's got a good crunch, very nice crunch, twist. The legs come out again, twist of the knee, then at the boot, and on the foot. So 4 horsemen articulation, all represented beautifully. Now, if you wanted to, you could say, conceivably, that this is the core figure. Certainly the variant that, had this been a DC Universe figure, would have had his own box. But you could say this would be the core figure, and then all the accessories that come with it are for the Trapjaw. And go ahead and change him. He just has the simple ball jointed head. Oops. There you go. And we have Trapjaw with his green face and beady yellow eyes, just like the original. No spring in the jaw, but when you open it up, you can see inside. There's his mouth. One thing about it is that his head will go further back, and his jaw will come further open. You can actually see underneath the jaw piece. That's kind of interesting. There's no limitation on the jaw. It can actually open wider than the mouth is. He does have, of course, the little loop, which from the vintage figure, if everyone remembers, you would put a piece of string in and he'd just slide down. That was actually a feature that was shown in the mini comics, which, I thought was kind of nice. It actually kind of explained that hole on his head. But it was good they included it. It was a nice touch. The arm, now the arm is just this kind of hex peg. And not one that I would suggest popping in and out a whole lot, because I'm sure that this is going to get worn pretty easily. I would say pick your Trapjaw or pick your version and stick with it. But, of course, there is the shoulder piece, and then his mechanical arm, which I have to say, the mechanical arm, when you look at it here, has the same kind of joint articulation as the let's try that again. As the regular arm. There we go. So it does go up and out. Has a twist there at the shoulder. And then at the elbow. So they've managed to keep all the articulation from the left side onto the mechanical right arm. Trapjaw, of course, being the master of weapons, he does come with the interchangeable pieces, starting with his hook. And it does kind of have this mushroom-shaped pin that goes in, so it doesn't just peg in or go in place like the original did. This actually holds in much, much better. So you can see there he is with his hook. Very menacing. The claw. Which looks kind of a bit like a catcher's mitt to me. Opens and closes. And then lastly, the one that I'll probably keep on there, the laser gun. Very imposing. Very nice. Just like the original figure, when not being used, the various accessories do hold on to the loops on his belt, so that other than the spare head and arm, Trapjaw can stay pretty much contained. But this has been the Review Revolution, taking a look at the Master of the Universe Classics Trapjaw figure. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution, and see you soon. Bye-bye.